This is just a quick update. I haven't been able to get out on the bike lately because I've been doing too many other things at the moment, but I will get back to it. But in the meantime, I wanted to go through some pros and cons that I have found with the Cyrusher Kommoda 2.0. And as you all probably know, I absolutely love this bike. I'm having so much fun. It is comfortable, it is sturdy, and I've been going over all sorts of terrain that I did not expect to be going on, being a novice bicyclist and someone who didn't want to ride bicycles at all. So I'm off-road, I'm on dirt roads and strange terrain that I'm not used to, and bike trails, actual mountain bike trails and things like that. You know, easy ones, mind you, and enjoying it, just loving it. So on the pros side of everything, there is the comfort and the sturdiness of it, because it does just do what I want it to do. And I can do it for hours and hours and hours, which is great because I'm a bit obsessive about things. It's easy to use. Some people who are used to other bikes might say that the gears are set up backwards. However, being that I have no idea what would be backwards or not, it works for me. It's probably because I learned on this bike. I've been on other bikes since, and it's not intuitive now to be able to shift the gears up and down because they're backwards on the other bikes, according to me. Now, the cost of the Kommoda 2.0 is, and I think there's a 3.0 out now as well, is just wonderful. I mean, when you compare it to other bikes, it's very good value. And it comes in a box, it's easy to set up, it's just really good value overall for what it is. One of the other pros is that lots of people will stop me to talk about it. And I've had all ages, not just older people like me, who stop to say, "Ooh, what is that? What, you know, how is it and how do you like it?" And I've had young fellows are like, "That's a cracking bike." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, thank you, I appreciate that." And they want to know about it. They want to know what it can do and how I like it. And you know, they don't know a lot about it, and that's why it's exciting to see it. Plus, it's orange, which is the color of fun, so that's always a plus for me. But the main thing, well, besides the comfort about this bike that is a pro, is that the battery just goes and goes and goes and goes. I'm not a marathon person by any means, but I have done a 40 plus mile trek on the bike, and it's done it no problem at all. And when I charge the bike right before I go out, it will just, I have no battery anxiety at all. If I don't charge the bike before I go out, because I've gone out recently, I don't have any battery anxiety if I'm not doing a 40 mile or longer. I know it'll do more than that. It's just that I don't like it when it goes below 50% much if I'm out too far away from home when it hits that 50%. But saying that, I've never had a problem. I've been uphill, well, I've been down hills needing to go up hills below 50% and still gotten home. I had the one time where I didn't quite get home and Neil helped me by riding it up the hill when I couldn't use the electric up that one hill. So that's been my pro experience with this bike. Now, there are a few drawbacks that I'm not happy with in the sense, but it's not something wrong with the bike. It's just that they haven't made a bike rack that suits this bike yet. Anyone, not just Cyrusher. What I would like to do is I'd like to take this bicycle out to the Cairngorm Mountains. I'd like to take it out to the West Coast. I'd like to take it all over the Highlands because it's such fun. And I'm getting a lot farther on it from home than I ever thought I would. And I'm even planning some exciting trips even further because the battery is so good. But there's only so much one can do in one day, and there's only so much can do from home. So over time, I'm going to want to take this to other places. And I've thought about putting a trailer hitch on my car and putting a bike rack on it, but I haven't found a bike rack that suits fat tire bikes yet, or the 32 kilos that it is without the battery in it, approximately. All of the bike racks say that per bike it's 30 kilos max. So I'm still searching, but that's the biggest con. There are two other small cons that you'll want to know about if you're here watching this. And one of them is that it has low clearance. It's not a problem if you're on a road, other than if you start leaning into your corners, you might scrape the pedals on the road. But when you're going over big rocks, like I have been, sometimes they hit. It just is what it is. But it's okay. I've learned how to cope with that. It's a sturdy bike, so when you hit and you hear that big ding, you know that it hasn't hurt the bike. It's scraped up the pedals, and that's about it. And then the other drawback is the horn. It really needs a bike bell. But I do understand that for certain countries and certain setups, the horn is loud. It gets you noticed. That's what it's meant to do. So technically, there's nothing wrong with that horn. But it's not something I like. I'd rather have a bicycle bell on it. That would be nice. Oh, and I just remembered one of the other pros about this bike is that it comes standard with a front light and a back brake. And I thought, I'm never going to ride at night, so that's not important to me. But and the back brake is very important because it does tell Neil when I'm slowing down. And because I'm slower than him, it is very helpful for him to know when I'm putting on the brake. So that's a good thing. And then that front light, which I thought I'd never use, I was out one night a little bit later than I thought I was going to be. And I felt secure and safe on the little bit of road that I had to take in order to get home. And that was a big plus because Neil was on a bike with no lights. And so we were just hoping that my lights were bright enough for both of us. And it worked out just fine. So I hope you've enjoyed this little summary of the pros and cons of the Cyrusher Kommoda. If you have, and you decided that you want to get a Cyrusher bike yourself because of the sturdiness of the bikes and how good and well made they are, then please consider using my code Heather Finch when you're on their site, or check in the links below. There's a direct link that will then add that coupon code for you. That gives you 80 pounds off your bike. And I do earn a affiliate fee for that. But that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because it's so much fun to get out on an e-bike in particular. And if you're inspired to get out in nature, get out on an e-bike and exercise, because exercise is so important. That's what I'm doing this for. Someone who I met recently who is in his 80s and doing, I'm trying to think of the right word, trips. He takes people to the Antarctic. He takes people to the Arctic Circle. He does these trips and he's over 80. And I asked him, I said, what's your secret to your health and your well-being at this age and being able to do all these things that you're still doing? And he said, just keep moving. And that is so right. Because when we keep moving, yeah, we need to rest once in a while. But when we keep moving, we are taking very good care of our bodies, this temple that we have been given and that we live inside of in this 3D world. Apologies for that out there stuff. I do energy work, so in my day job. But this 3D temple that we live in, this body, it needs movement. And when you can get out in any shape or form, an e-bike helps you when you can't do it otherwise. And it's fun. And you do have to pedal in order to get where you're going. So it's giving you some sort of exercise, even if you don't have the steep hills of the Scottish Highlands to have to go up. So get out there and enjoy life. Have a great week, everyone.